Hello and welcome to the Cool Geography channel again. It is now the 25th, where mostly other countries celebrate Christmas. Yeah. This is part 2 of the video, so if you've not seen part 1, go see part 1. If you've seen part 1, watch this video. I have the same Santa hat because I'm filming it all on the same day because I can't be bothered to film it the next day. It might be 9:30, but no one's stopping me from filming a Christmas video. And we'll start with Hungary. In Hungary, they have Luca Day on December 13th, and it's a day for folk traditions like covering the special Luca chair to spot witches at masses. I don't know if that's still around. This is what I googled and found. Now let's move on to Slovenia. On New Year's Eve, or December 31st, Dedek Mraz, which in English is Grandfather Frost, arrives with a parade in the capital, which I can't pronounce, but I'll try, and it'll say it on the screen. Ljubljana. I can't say it, I'm sorry, okay? It will somewhere here. I don't know where, but somewhere. Now let's move on to Croatia. In Croatia, I found that they do the tradition of the Badnjak log, which is a ceremonial Yule log, which is brought in symbolizing warmth and protection. I have also realized that many Balkan countries, many Balkan countries do this one, but I put different things for all the other ones because I didn't want to make you bored by saying the same thing for all the Balkan countries. But just be aware that it's not only Croatia that this tradition happens in. It happens in basically all the Slavic Balkan countries. Next is Bosnia and Herzegovina. In Bosnia is lucky bread, which is called Křesnica. It's a round bread with designs on it, and a coin is hidden inside of it, and whoever finds the coin has good luck for the year. If you don't find the coin, that means that someone swallowed it. But before I finish this part, I've also found that many Balkan countries have the same kind of traditions. So just know that the Křesnica bread, many people have that as well. But I promise I found different things for each country. I tried to not repeat anything. Let's move on to Serbia. In Serbia, they have a tradition called strong water. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but it's where a girl collects special water from the spring for health, and she drinks some and wash her face with it. I don't know what this special water is, but it's special. Now let's move on to Montenegro. In Montenegro, they fire guns. They fire guns into the air during celebrations, and it marks festivity for some reason. I think in Montenegro, guns are legal. That's what my conclusion has came from that. Now let's move on to Albania. In Albania, on Christmas Eve, people wrap straw and fruit around trees to wish for a good harvest if they live on a farm. or if they just grow vegetables or fruits. I don't know. I don't know what else people grow. Now let's move on to North Macedonia. North Macedonia has a tradition where straw is placed onto the bedroom floor to symbolize the manger where Jesus was born. Many Slavic countries have a similar tradition where they just put it on the tablecloth or under a table, but in North Macedonia they put it all on the floor. That must be a real big mess to clean up. Now let's move on to Greece. In Greece, sometimes or alongside decorating trees or just having a Christmas tree, they have the Karavaki, which is a Christmas boat. Greeks decorate small wooden boats with lights and candles. So, like a Christmas tree, kind of, just except the candles, because could burn the tree. Now let's move on to Bulgaria. In Bulgaria, they have a tradition where they leave the table untouched overnight for ancestral spirits to come and visit, maybe. Now let's move on to Romania, the Latin country in the Slavic Sea. In Romania, they have something called the Steaua, which means the star, and it's where children carry very big decorated stars with candles inside them and sing carols to announce the Christ's birth. I've also realised that Moldova has something very similar, but because Romania and Moldova are similar countries, but I did find different things for them. But just be aware that both these countries have both these traditions. Now let's move on to Romania's sibling, Moldova. In Moldova, they have a tradition called Jocul Capri, which is, in English, the goat's dance. It's where a young man in a goat costume dances from house to house from Christmas to New Year's, symbolizing death and rebirth. And I've read that sometimes the man pretends to die and then comes back to life at the end. I don't know if that's true though, because I've seen very different things for both. Some people say that it doesn't happen, some people say that it does happen. I wanted to mention that. Now let's move on to Ukraine. In Ukraine they have a vertep, which is a portable puppet theatre that enacts the nativity story. It's often played in groups, so many people do it. And yeah. Now moving on to Belarus. I couldn't really find a lot for Belarus, so I just found that on Christmas Eve they eat meatless dishes. Usually it's 12 dishes. Many Slavic countries do that, most of them. We do that in Poland. I know I've read that they did that in Ukraine when I was doing research. But that's the only thing I could find for Belarus that was mildly interesting. So if you are from Belarus, please tell me something more interesting, because that's not very interesting. Let's move on to the first Baltic country, Lithuania. In Lithuania, they've got a tradition that almost all adults would love, and it's that they leave dirty dishes overnight to welcome visiting ancestor spirits. I think all adults would love that, because that means they don't have to clean for the whole day. Now, Latvia. This is just a fact, but Latvia claims that the first Christmas tree was decorated in Riga, which is the capital, in 1510, so very, very long time ago. Now let's move on to the last Baltic country, but sometimes they call themselves Nordic, which is Estonia. In Estonia, people participate in workshops to decorate traditional Estonian gingerbread. I have the name for it. Well, I forgot the name for it. And I won't try and pronounce it. I'll try and find it and put it somewhere on screen, but if I don't find it, then it won't be here. Now let's move on to Sweden. Sweden has a tradition of dancing around the Christmas tree, where families dance and sing carols around the Christmas tree. Pretty self-explanatory. Now let's move on to the last Scandinavian country, which is Finland. In Finland, they have a Christmas sauna. It's a peaceful tradition where families go into the sauna together before dinner, just to relax and quietly reflect in a boiling hot wooden block. Now for the last Slavic country is Russia. In Russia, they have the tradition of throwing kutia. It's wheat porridge, and a spoonful of it is tossed at the ceiling, and if it sticks, it means good luck and a good harvest. Now let's move on to Georgia. I have recently made a video about Georgia, but here is a fact about Georgian Christmas. Georgia is a Orthodox country, so they celebrate Christmas in January. I think it's like during the Epiphany. I'm not sure though. But instead of Santa, they have Tvolis Babua, and he brings gifts on New Year's Eve. Now let's move on to Armenia. I couldn't really find a lot for Armenia, so I just found a little fact that gifts are usually exchanged at New Year's. So on Christmas, they usually exchange flowers or silver items. I don't know why, but it's pretty interesting. So if you are from Armenia, please give me something a little more interesting in the comments. I'll make sure that they're not disabled. For the last country is Cyprus. For Cyprus, I found that there's a food item which is called avgolemono. It's a lemon and egg soup, and it's usually served after church on Christmas Day. This is the end of this video. I hope you have a good Christmas. One thing I want to mention is that you might have realized that I haven't mentioned Turkey or Azerbaijan. I didn't do that because they unofficially celebrate Christmas, so I just won't mention them, because if they don't celebrate Christmas, then what's the point, right? It's like there's no point of it, right? If you are interested in what the Christmas traditions there are, you can definitely search it up, right? I thought this was an interesting video. Well, both these videos, because there's two. I have blue tech. But I hope you have a good Christmas, and next video will be January 8th, which is very soon. Bye bye.